progress.
Welcome back to the virtual pub. Hello, mate.
Yeah. The pub, not pub.
Courtesy of Conway
Oh.
Brewery.
Oh, is that the beer you're drinking?
Yeah.
I did just see your Facebook or Instagram post or something.
Just send me some stuff. You know.
I've got to do it again. Hang on.
Oh, he's got to do it again. Just get amongst it.
There we go. Look how clear I am now.
Am I clear?
Yeah.
Can you hear the pitter patter? Can you hear that?
No, what's that?
That's right. It's raining, pissing down.
Is it? It was here earlier, but not now.
Which means the long-haired Colonel 0 Alpha is going to be flapping inside because we've got a slight leak in our roof.
Where?
In the utility bit, the flat roof bit.
If it's a flat roof, though, mate.
It's just annoying, just a little bit. Just it's not even a big bit, but it will be a big bit if we leave it. This is a boring start to a podcast, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The one listener left.
Yeah. They're like, you're going to get some guests on. I know. I've got a virtual pub. It's better. Makes me laugh.
It's good. I actually quite like it.
It makes me laugh, and I like to laugh.
It's a day late, but
yeah,
it's all right though.
You watch the Arsenal do what Arsenal do, and I threw the TV remote at Kate.
Yeah. Arsenal looked good, but PSV didn't.
Yeah.
Like
it was.
I didn't watch any of the United game. I was just getting the updates
because it was the most one-sided 4-3 ever. It wasn't like an exciting game, but there were 7 goals.
Yeah, I saw a stat about your keeper. He has.
I think I know what you're going to say.
He's faced 12 shots.
Yeah.
That were on target, and he's conceded 9.
Yeah, I think that's now a little bit higher.
What's mad about that is that every Man United fan, other than yourself, were like De Gea out. And I remember, because when the transfer was going sort of ahead, I was watching that and I was like, he's not.
He's
not good. Like, let's be fair. On Arsenal, and I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm going to be a bit biased. But on Arsenal's bench, we had a keeper that is worlds above the keeper that you're starting for your Champions League game.
Yeah, it's mad, mate. And I said it to Dad. I was like, I might have even said it to you as well. Well, yeah, he might be good with his feet. He's a goalkeeper.
He's not even that good with his feet.
Yeah, he's not bad. He can ping a ball like.
He's not bad. He's not bad. Like, don't get me wrong. He's not bad. He's no better than Pickford. He's no better than Ramsdale. He's no better than Raya.
Oh.
But he's not, though.
Nah.
He's no better than Alisson. He's no better than...
I watched him at Inter in the final, and I thought, yeah, he's a good goalkeeper, but that's like one game, innit? I was quite happy with De Gea. Keep him in, see him off, bring in a young, brilliant keeper to come through. Maybe Henderson, but no, because he spoke out.
How old was De Gea? He can't be that old.
Not in goalkeeper years. No, he's 32.
That's not even old in general. He's 32 years old.
Yeah, I think.
Where did he go?
He's still on a free, mate. He's still.
He's gone nowhere.
He's gone nowhere.
Well, maybe he's a cock then. Or
maybe fucking Heisenberg needs to go, hey, your fans coming back? Just a couple of games. You did win the Golden Glove last season, but no, we'll just fuck you off.
You don't know though, do you? You don't know.
It might come good, it might not. But
no, but what I mean is, someone like De Gea, he might have been a real twat with his contract negotiations.
Yeah, most likely. Most likely. He was on a wedge, wasn't he? As a lot of United players are. And when did players like Casemiro go from being world-class superstars to looking every bit of 45? And just being
I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see the game, so I don't know.
I just don't get it, mate. And Eriksen, I like Eriksen, but he's
I thought you were going to say he's a heart attack waiting to happen.
No, I wasn't. But he's too weak. But yeah,
too weak.
Football. Do you know United have now, for the first time since I think it was 1918, have conceded 3 goals in 3 games in a row or more.
Yeah,
it's a good stat, isn't it? Cheers for that. Stato.
Is that a Ten Hag thing?
Right, I had a little outburst.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because I like to do that. When does it stop being the Glazers' fault and the manager's fault, and actually be the players' fault?
Yeah, because your players aren't bad.
Because you know what I mean. And I'm going to say this because I'm a bit biased because I'm been a United fan since day dot. But you're playing for Manchester United. Have a bit about you.
No, I agree.
There's just no fight. There's no nothing. There's no pride.
Fair,
it seems like there's no pride.
To be fair, I think a lot of clubs go through that though, because I feel like Arsenal went through that the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I think when you lose like a Fergie or a Wenger, or like someone like Chelsea, they lose the guy that was basically pulling all the strings, being Abramovich. I think it takes a long time to recover from it. I don't think it's a quick fix.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's kind of annoying, but when you look at teams like Newcastle, for example, like they're coming forward now, it's kind of annoying to the rest of us, but the rest of us have had.
Yeah, I said it to I think it was to Dunny. I think I went. I can't lie. I've been spoiled. I just happened to grow up in the time where United.
Somebody said to me the other day, the Liverpool fans that we have that work with us have only known Liverpool since post Torres.
Oh.
So Liverpool have always been sort of like nearly there, but for, like I said, 10 years, they were absolutely crap.
Yeah.
Laughing stock.
Those are the days.
But then look at Everton at the moment. Everton's a fairly big club, never been relegated. Yet they are literally the shittest team going.
They are so poo, aren't they?
Got an England goalkeeper though, somehow.
Yeah. That goal that Trossard scored on Sunday?
It happens every week, mate.
All right, but I put this comparison. I think it was to Matt, Kate's brother Matt. So I was Team Rashford all last season because he was banging in all the goals. But
Rashford's class. No one's going to deny.
No, he's a great player. I'm not denying that. What I'm going to say
is, to be a bell end to say otherwise. I think.
His decision making at the minute, and I think it's solely down to because he was main man. I'm getting the goals. Is he gets into that space and he's going to get the goals. He's going to shoot.
Yeah, but also you got
someone like Saka for that goal that Trossard scored. He's made that run and then gone. Oh, he's in a better position there.
Hell of a pass as well. That was
a fantastic pass. And your fucking Danish wonder kid,
Udegaard,
class. I always buy him on FIFA. Class.
Yeah, you got to.
Class.
Player development 20.
But also does it in the big games.
Sometimes.
I don't think
unless the league depends on it.
Well, yeah. It might just be because I tend to watch it when he plays against United. Obviously, always plays well. Annoying. And then we got the moany rat who only plays well against he'll play well on Saturday against Burnley.
The moany rat is that Fernandez?
Yeah.
Crap.
Why is he only good against Liechtenstein or Burnley?
Because you and me would be good against Liechtenstein and Burnley.
I am class though. I fucking love football, mate. Mate, I got so wound up. I threw the remote at Kate, and I went, "I'll do the dishes. You do what you need to do." I've fucking had enough. But then I found myself going, "Let me just check." Got my phone out.
What was the final score? 4-3, wasn't it?
4-3. Do you know what else is really annoying? So the BT Sport app or TNT Sport is slightly behind. So for some reason, Jess now thinks she's some sort of super fan and has the app on her phone that tells her all the scores. So I'm there going, she's going, "Oh, it's 2-1. Oh, is it?" And then, "Oh, it's 3-1 now. They've just got a penalty." Oh, for fuck's sake. Just let me watch it. Just let me watch it.
So, was it 4-3 Bayern?
Yeah.
Yeah. Harry Kane score?
Harry Kane scored a pen. And it's one of those ones as well, right, where they kept saying it in the commentary. It's a penalty in the Champions League, but not in the Premier League. So the cross has come in from a corner. They've headed it back towards goal. Eriksen's turned and it's touched him on the arm. Penalty.
Oh yeah, Arsenal had one like that.
Yeah.
And there was a VAR call for Zinchenko.
Yeah.
He was literally legging it to try and stop a cross. And the ball hit him on the back, his backhand, as he was going like this,
fucking
all
stupid,
forwards.
It's stupid,
and
mate.
The referee immediately was like, "No penalty, carry on." And then it was like, "Hang on."
And
you see him do that, and you're
go and have a look. We're gonna slow it down.
Fucking hell! Here we go. Did it touch?
We were talking about it today, and it's like it's supposed to be when your arm is in an unnatural position. But if you're jumping, unless you're jumping like silly salmon.
No, but where's your unnatural jumping position with your arms? Because it depends at what point of the jump you're at, surely.
Yeah, exactly. And the same when
if you're midway through a jump, your arm's going to be above your head, surely, because you're jumping as high as you can.
You jump pretty high, mate.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
It's the same when you tackle as well. I'm sick of this. Put my arms behind my back. I don't think I've ever done that.
They do that now, though. That's what they do now.
So annoying, because they're afraid to go in, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh fucking hell!
I think it was your discount fucking Haaland said the other day that you're afraid to celebrate scoring a goal now.
Yeah.
Because the moment the ball goes in the net, you're like, what are they going to look at?
Yeah.
Was there a foul 3 passes before?
Yeah. How many phases
crap.
of play? How many phases of play are you going back?
But also, that's crap. That's not.
Yeah.
It is. It's rubbish. Honestly, it ruins just watching it. Let alone imagine playing it.
Yeah.
Every time you score an absolute fucking worldie, that you've got to wait then before you go fucking get in.
Oh wait, we're gonna stop because Peter Beardsley rose 7-6-2.
Peter Beardsley.
Having
Peter Beardsley into it, he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, but he was watching and he had to go to the toilet, so you have to wait for him to come back.
He was eating his Kit Kats.
12 Kit Kat a day.
Yeah, he bloody used to love a Kit Kat.
How's your legs from the other charity?
All right, they're a bit sore. They are a bit sore. I did play a bit more than I thought I was going to.
Just not a right wing back. with a torn quad?
Well, no, it wasn't right wing back. It was right midfield is where I started, which I haven't played wide
properly for
20 years.
Oof.
But I did, and it was fine. It was amazing.
Did you David Beckham whip some balls in?
A couple. But it was amazing because obviously I usually play with the lads from work, and when you like,
was it nice to play with someone who's played football?
Yeah, and basically I played more or less, give or take a couple of players, was the players that are going to be playing against you.
Do you get your notepad out?
I mean, there's no point me getting the notepad out, Sean. They're all good quality footballers, and it was amazing. It was fucking amazing. Received the ball at my feet and being told, "Turn out, Tommo," by the person that gave me the ball, and so I turn out, and then I can see that I look up and I've got PJ. Do you remember PJ that played at Peggy?
Yep.
He's at the top, and he played 90 minutes for Bartistry already. I didn't realise he was younger than you as well, PJ. How old are you? 44?
You're fucking funny, cunt.
Were you 36? So
36.
PJ's about 35, I think. He's still playing every weekend. He played 90 minutes for Bartistry, and then he came and played more or less 90 minutes for the charity game.
The effort.
Yeah. But it was good. It was, and I'll say it again. I said it after our charity game. It's good to get around your mates.
Yeah.
It's really good to be around your mates. It doesn't have to happen very often.
No.
When you do, it's good, even if you only sink a few jars and then go home early like I did. And I didn't even go home that early. Still had a couple of beers with Scotty and Chalky and that. But it's good. It's good for you.
It is.
It's brought out parts of my personality that weren't there before.
The ones that it was hiding.
Yeah, they went away for ages because she's like, "Oh, just shut up and just
shut up, be dad, be husband,
yeah,
be chef,
and just again Biffo. Shout out to Biffo. Again, just hearing him just chatting shit in a changing room.
Oh, I love
my brown penis got brought up in the changing room again.
I think that's every changing room now. In the past 3 charity matches.
Yeah, but the last 2 was you.
Yeah, it's my prerogative.
This one was Tony Richards. Do you know John Richards?
Yeah.
Yeah, John was he was stood stark bollock naked in the changing room, and to the point that one of the guys that were in there went, "Do you want to just close the door?" Because obviously the kids were at the front, and John didn't give a fuck. He was from the moment he was in the changing room, he was naked.
Just naked.
He started tugging on his Terry, and he was like, "I gotta give it some length. It's a bit cold out there, and we have been running around." I got in the shower next to him, and he went, "Tommo, don't come in here with that cock." I was like, "What?" He was like, "You just saw me pulling my fucking Percy. Don't fucking come in here with that. You're making me feel fucking inadequate." And I was like,
"That's my brown dick."
Yeah.
I should call you Big Brown. Oh God. Oh, I remember when I first joined Marriott's, and obviously I was 14 going on 15, and like going into the men's changing room, and do you remember the big centre half Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he never wore pants or boxers. Just jeans off, shorts on. Right? And I remember I always ended up being next to him, and he would just flop around with his Corey, and it's like, mate, I'm 14 years old. This is get that
This is
out of my
child
face.
abuse. It's borderline child abuse, mate.
Oh, brilliant! I was down the 3G pitch this evening watching Fee do her training. Bless her. Yeah, loves it. Loves it. They had a nasty team on Sunday. Apparently, I missed it, but they were horrible little girls, not been taught the beauty of the game of football, so they were just there to try and hurt our girls. And I was like, so what? Anything happened to you? She went, yeah, one girl scratched me in the neck. I went, what did you do? She went, I just threw her over. It's like, that's my girl. I was saying to their coach, I went, I know it's not becoming of a team, but sometimes you need that bulldog or enforcer type player, even at that age, that's just going to put a stop to it.
Yeah, but also, like, there's nothing wrong with having a team that are a bit.
You always have it.
Bit rough and tumble. What's wrong
You
with that?
always have that team, didn't you? Oh, I hate going over there.
Oh, so we'll just stick with football for just a little bit.
Okay.
Only because I walked around the Pegasus Club, which hasn't changed, by the way. It's exactly the same. The changing rooms are exactly the same. You know how, like, the pictures you showed me of Westfield's place, like, Peggy is exactly the same, which is kind of good. I kind of like that. Like, apparently they've changed their pitch. Well, they have changed their pitch. It's 3G pitch. Crap. Hate it. But they have changed it, the pitch. All the changing rooms and the little club bit is all exactly the same. Even down to the toilets, they're exactly the same. And so we were looking through the photos and we found, like, Down syndrome Darren.
It's fine.
So, like, 16-year-old Darren playing in the Peggy first team. And we were looking around, and I think there were two other photos that was in, I think. And Chalky was like, Darren, I've paid for Peggy for like 20 years. There's not a single photo of me here. I was like, yeah, but you literally used to drink like 3 or 4 pints before a game. I'm sure you're not in the photos that they want to put up on the wall, Chalky. And he was like, fair one drive, no worries. And we were looking around, and, like, we noticed people like Trevor Jones. So that's Darren Jones's dad, who took me over to Peggy, unbeknown to people like Mick Williams, who may or may not listen to this podcast. But Mick always thought that I only went over to Peggy because of Dad.
Yeah.
In fact, that was not the case. I was a Westfields player, and they asked me to come over. And within 6 months, I was playing for Peggy first team. There was people like Jimmy Clyde in photos.
Jimmy Clyde.
Scotty when he was like 18, and he wearing his headband. And then we noticed somebody, and this is going to make you laugh now, I think, because this is not serious, but it is serious. Do you remember Vosey? Now, you may not remember this that much until I explain exactly. Remember 19 Lyle Close?
Yeah.
Do you remember a few doors up, there was a lad who lived with his parents that was a postman? Really tall, looked like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Vosey, right?
Vosey.
That was his name was like Dave Vose.
Yeah.
That's it. So his parents lived on, like, remember where Pat used to live?
In Roland Close.
Roland Close, like next to Pat.
Yeah.
His parents lived there, and he lived with his parents. And he was a postman. Surely you must remember there was a postman that lived there.
Yeah.
Not lived with us, but lived. Yeah, remember? Really tall, jet black hair, but it was like almost like he was receding from the age of 14. Like he had the widow's peak hairdo. Chalky immediately saw that photo and went, is that fucking Dave Vose? I think it's Dave Vose.
Yeah.
We'll say Dave Vose for now, just in case I've got it right. But in other words, it's Vosey. Everybody knows in Hereford who I'm talking about. And I went, yeah. And he went, was he a postman? I went, yeah, he fucking was. Yeah. He used to live around the corner from my parents. He went, do you know he went to prison? And I was like, oh, why? He went,
nonsense.
I'll do my best. I show voice now. White Drive. He was a postman, right? I was like, yeah. On his rounds, right? He used to steal women's knickers off their fucking line, and he used to sniff them. I'm in the Peggy Club, and he says this, and I had the same reaction as you. I went, what the fuck? He went, honestly, Drive, have a look. He's in prison.
Have a look. Still.
On his post rounds, he would go into people's back gardens.
Just getting a big old...
And then Chalky's thing was, he probably can't remember this, because he's had a few. Chalky, by the way, if you are listening to this, your lung is still at Pegasus, because he spewed 3 times during that same game.
Oh.
He did. He reckons he was spiked the night before.
Level that.
But apparently, this guy, Vosey, would go on his post round and then he'd just steal knickers.
Just steal the knickers.
But Chalky made a good point. Sean, can you hear me?
State of that.
Oh my God.
I'm going to fizzer, mate.
So, Sean, Chalky's point was, what's the point in stealing clean knickers?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. They just smell clean, mate. You want a bit of arsey smell to it.
I mean, do you? Do you, though? But
no.
But I laughed when Chalky said that to me. I was like, oh,
he's got a point, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Don't make that the real.
I might just do a reel of just me laughing at shit.
So away from football.
Yeah, we got a few things.
Have you? Because I've got a few written down.
Oh, I didn't write them down.
I meant to write them down. I didn't.
I can't believe I fucked that beer up.
Was any better? That's like you're in Holland.
I'm going there in a couple of weeks.
Are you? Space cake.
I'm going to get as high as giraffe pussy, mate. I did last time. I ended up with all the fucking pigeons on me, didn't I?
I don't know. Andrew Tate's doing the rounds again, isn't he?
Andrew Tate.
Andy Tate.
Yeah, and his brother, Tristan.
Doing the rounds again.
In the Matrix.
Yeah, they're full of shit, though. The pair of them, aren't they?
Yeah, they talk a load of shit, yeah.
Talk a load of shit, like trying to be relevant again.
It's all, we notice it's cool now to be outspoken on everything and anything.
Yeah, until you can't be, like Russell Brand. Yeah. Talk as much as you want until they go, I tell you what, I will find something on you.
That's a strange one with old Brandy, though.
It's not that strange, really, is it?
Well, it is and it isn't. Well, I need a fucking spoon.
Have you got one?
Somewhere. Because yeah,
I don't really.
He's a creepy fucker. He always has been, isn't he? Let's face it.
Yeah.
But it seems very convenient that he's got a bit like Alex Jones and the Tate brothers and Trump and whoever else, when they start poking the bear, all of a sudden it's, oh,
you say that.
We got this.
You say that.
Yeah.
They tried poking the podcast bear, and nothing happened.
Well, our mate Joe.
Well, they tried it with Rogan, and nobody's got anything on Joe Rogan because he's a good bloke.
Yeah.
He says some stupid things sometimes, but he's the first to admit it. Yeah. He's the first to admit it every time. He's like, yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm so disappointed with myself. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But he is, and he said like, yeah, I don't condone anything I said, but like nothing I was saying was this, or this. No one's come forward and gone, Joe Rogan raped me.
I've seen a few things.
Russell Brand's defense was, I told all of these people in explicitly and blah, 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 and he talks like that, right? And I'm all for Russell Brand, by the way. I am. But he's using his, because he's very good with language, he's saying these bits and bobs, and he's like, I absolutely refute all of these charges. But just prior to that, he did say, I told all of these women that I am a sex addict and that I have been promiscuous in the past. But okay, so you're kind of admitting guilt already.
Yeah. I saw one thing. And it was a leaked text message. I don't know if you've seen a leaked text message.
Fuck
and I think it was Daily Mail or someone like that. Was
fuck that as well. You're
losing me. They only put a little piece of it where it's him apologizing to her and her saying this is disgusting.
Because what did he do? Splurge?
No. So what it read as though he's apologizing for going too far, because it literally says, and no means no, blah blah blah. What they were talking about was they were consensually fucking, and he promised her he would wear a rubber, and he went, actually, I'm not going to do that. Feels like shit. I'm going to go straight in. Skadoosh.
That's a dick move as well, though.
Yes, I'm not saying that's not a dick move, but is that?
Well, literally is a dick move.
It is a dick move.
I don't know. I'm not going to commit either way.
Yeah.
Purely because I don't know Russell.
I don't know him personally.
And I don't know, but it does look a little bit like, oh, you've said too much now. Now they're coming for you.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. They did it with Delia. They did it with Callan.
Yeah.
They tried it with Tripoli. They tried it with loads of people. Some people it sticks because they are a piece of shit. Some people, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
No, but like maybe they are a bit of an arse.
Yeah.
And maybe they do like slinging their dick around, or maybe but they're not influential.
Yeah.
It's no benefit to any of these females to be shagging Russell Brand other than the fact that they said they shagged Russell Brand.
Yeah. It is funny that there's 4 women that have come out and said that he's done it, and then there's
but what's he supposedly done? Raped them?
I don't know if it's rape or sexual assault or something like that.
But what does that mean?
But it's just the allegations of it, isn't it?
Until anything comes out, though.
But that's the thing.
I'd rather reserve judgment.
Yeah, according to the papers, he's straight away guilty, and all the media
of course outlets. It is, because they're going for him.
Yeah,
because he said, well, you've seen the stuff. He spoke out about vaccines. Spoke out against the media. He spoke out against the different news outlets. He's joined Rumble.
What's a Rumble?
Rumble's a social media platform for right-wing people, whereas, as we know,
so
he is.
So he it's okay. So when Russell
no, but
Brand
he is like a he's like a communist, though, isn't he? but it's free speech.
He likes to float about.
No, but he's not floating about like Rumble has been portrayed as like a right-wing social. I'm not on Rumble, but it's supposed to be. You can say what you want.
Got you.
You know when Twitter was banning people left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So Rumble started being like, "You can do what you want, America."
Yeah.
So he joined Rumble. He does his podcast and everything through Rumble. And now all of the media are saying that he's right wing. It's like he's not right wing.
So when he was being all hippified and very
he's still like that though.
I know, but when he was like really speaking out far left, as he was,
but
it was.
That's the thing. He wasn't though. He wasn't speaking out far left. It was just left.
Yeah, I get what you're
far
saying.
left is the people that say you should castrate
you get what
children.
I'm saying, though. It's as though it's okay when he's going that way, but when he's going the other way,
from the media's point of view,
absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
You're a rapist, allegedly.
Yeah, like don't speak against the vaccine because you're right wing, obviously.
Yeah, like Rogan.
Exactly. And you're also a rapist.
I'm not.
Not you. But I mean, to that extent,
it's a bit. It's watery, isn't it?
Yeah. They did it with Trump though, didn't they? As soon as he didn't conform, yeah, he's been shagging Russian prostitutes and pissing on him.
Grabbing it straight by the pussy.
No, but because he wouldn't say the right things. It was like, yeah, but he only. That's losing the sponsorship.
That's not a nice one. Rampart dark malty ale. Absolutely not.
Oh, a dark malty ale.
No, I'm happy with the golden honey ale. That can stay, but
dark malty ale, no.
Conway, do better. Sorry, mate. I just completely butt in then.
It doesn't matter. we were due a change of subject anyway. I was going on too long, and there was too many things that get you banned from YouTube.
Yeah.
Conway ale then.
Conway.
Where's that? Don't say Conway. I literally end the call now.
Bragady. It says Bragady, but it probably isn't Bragady, so I'm going to pass it to you, and you can read it. It's going to be the wrong way around, isn't it?
No. Oh. Bragdy.
Bragdy.
Yeah.
Bragdy.
So that's either going to be Welsh, Cornish,
it's Welsh,
or Irish.
It's definitely Welsh.
Welsh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brewed in Wales by Conway Brewery Limited. Conway.
And there you go. I didn't know that. I knew it was going to be one of those 3 places.
Dogs. XL American Bully doggy.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
I'm going to get you started on it.
Why?
Because you're a dog owner.
Yeah.
And you've got a big fuck off dog.
Yeah.
Who people were afraid of once upon a time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I think? And I'm allowed to say it because I've got big ears. That big-eared dickhead that nobody voted for can fuck off.
Rishi?
Yeah.
Should we talk about him first?
Let's do that. Did anyone vote for him?
No.
No. Fuck off then. There we go.
But if you did vote conservative, then you are partly responsible.
Yeah.
But like Rishi, he came under fire today, didn't he?
I haven't seen. I try not.
Yeah, he did. He did. Like, and
I watch reels. I don't watch the news.
No, I don't watch the news. But in the build up to this, I was like, I'll just check like trending shit.
I like trending shit.
Fuck me, he's a liar.
Yeah.
He's a massive lot. He got called out on BBC 4.
Oh dear.
Of all channels, BBC 4. He was doing an interview, and the guy was like, "You're lying, aren't you? You're saying that
and then they backtrack, don't they?
Yeah. But no, if you actually look at the, and he was like, no, what you just said is bollocks. He didn't say it in that many words, like, and Rishi was giving it fucking big licks, and he was like, with all due respect, Mr. Prime Minister, that's not what you just said. You're lying to the public. And he had nothing he literally had nothing to say. It's like, oh yeah, it might be what did he say? Oh,
don't know, his face
it might come through as an innuendo, like when we say that we're going to enforce something like car sharing. You know, we can't necessarily do that, but what we can do is tax. And the guy was like, so you're putting on more vehicle tax then?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? He's like, no, that's not. Let's not backtrack. It says in the documents, and the guy was like, but no, it doesn't say in the documents, does it? No. And like the funny thing was, like you were listening to Rishi talk, and it was like, he's just done you there, mate.
Yeah.
He's just done you. He's done you live on radio or TV or whatever the fuck it was on that I was listening to. I was like, that's the Prime Minister. Yeah. There was no like, we'll fight in the beaches. There was none of that. He was just like, yeah, well, I was like,
tea time. Ta-ta.
We'll fight. We will fight. There was none of that. Like, can you imagine going to war with that guy?
No.
And I know that's not what a prime minister or president is all about. I know that.
But also,
I've said this to you before. What happened?
You have to have some sort of leadership qualities.
But what happened? How? Like, I know, hey, I know money talks. I know that. But fuck me. Eventually, if you... Like, I know that's not the only job of a prime minister. I know that, obviously. But what the fuck is wrong with having somebody... It doesn't have to be a man or a woman. Or a they or a them. It doesn't have to be... It doesn't have to be any of that. It's just that person has to be... You're really unhappy with that beer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a bad one.
Yeah, I think it was. Alex. That's ruined my virtual pub. But I've got no whiskey down here.
You got none?
That's all in the upstairs, up in the house.
Go get some.
Nah, I'll be right.
Go get some. We'll have a wee. I need a wee anyway because you were half an hour late for once.
Yeah, I know.
Me.
I know. Well, I've got another couple of bottles, but not.
I mean, I'm just going to quickly go and have a wee though, if that's all right.
Yeah, you go quickly have a wee, and we'll get back into politics.
Well, let's stay away from politics. It's crap.
Can we get back to the dog?
Yes, we'll get back to the dog.
All right, I'll pause it. Hello. You're at the adverts, so don't turn off. Don't turn off because I've got some good stuff for you. First up, I'm going to talk about our sponsors. Kent CBD is our first sponsor. Now, CBD oil, as you know, has tremendous benefits, especially within mental health and physical health. Personally, I use it to help with my anxiety and my depression, but not only that, I also use it to help with the aches and pains of life in my joints, especially my ankles and my knees. But yeah, without CBD oil, I would have still been on my antidepressant tablets, which I'm no longer on. So, you know, every cloud. And what we're going to do here at Granite Zero is we're going to give you 10% off everything from oil, muscle rub, jellies, bath salts, the lot. Yeah? Make sure you get in there. www.kentcbd.org. Put in the promo code GRANITE0 and get yourself 10% off. You are welcome. But also, if you're like me and you love a nice cup of coffee, now,
For me, I only drink one coffee, and that's Green Beret coffee. Now, I don't only drink it because it's out of this world fucking coffee, roast to order, grinded to whatever specific grind you want. But not only that, it's veteran owned and veteran run, which, you know, hits me right in the feels. So make sure you check it out, Green Beret coffee. Get yourself a nice cup of coffee. I drink it dark, just like my soul. Incredible stuff, incredible stuff. And what I'm going to give for you, I'm going to give you 10% off. So once you get to the checkout, once you've got all your coffee, your products, your apparel, whatever you need, get to the checkout and put in the promo code GZPodcast10 and get yourself 10% off. Courtesy of the Granite Zero podcast. You are welcome. Now that's enough of me talking about this stuff. Back to the regular scheduled show. Check it out!
And we're back after
Well,
that.
we're bad dog owners.
Yeah, mate.
Right. I do think they're like, you can't ban dogs.
A dog will dog.
But certain dog breeds,
yeah,
as lovely as all dogs are prone to certain things because they're bred that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Albeit you can, if you train your dog well, to be a lovely dog. Doesn't matter what breed it is. You can do that. Have you got another shit beer, or is that okay?
Know. I've got Welsh Pride, so hopefully.
Oh God, let's hope it's good. But what I will say is that, like, some dogs are predisposed, like they're bred to be a certain way. I don't think you can ban dogs. That's stupid.
Yeah,
it's stupid. Like,
it's the backyard breeding, isn't it? It's the roadmen and the rude boys.
Could be anybody that's breeding. Like, let's not finger point at this point. But with a dog, like, I trained my Alaskan Malamute the same way as my mate trained his gun dog.
He's beautiful.
And he's a lovely boy. Don't get me wrong. He is a fucking nightmare if he sees certain types of dogs.
Yeah.
You've never seen up and close a wolf like you'll see Jack. You haven't.
I've never.
Most people have not seen what a wolf is capable of unless they've seen Jack go, I don't like this dog. And it could be any dog. But the difference is I've always got my boy in the lead. And when he's near another dog, he's always on a short lead. The problem is when you get something like a pit bull, like they're designed to fuck things up. That's
yeah.
As we can talk around it as much as you want. That's what they were bred for.
Yeah.
They're bred when their jaws lock into something, it's not getting off. And to be fair, if that's a child's face, you don't want that, do you?
No, of course not.
So, if you are a responsible dog owner, would you have that type of dog around anybody that's under the age of 14? Probably not.
Yeah.
Not to say that dog wouldn't crush a 14-year-old's face.
No,
the chances are, though, the 14-year-old's not going to be flailing around and winding the dog up without realising they're doing that.
Yeah.
And after the age of about 6 months old, did I know whether or not Jack was safe to be around my daughter? Yeah, I did. Because he worshipped the ground that she walked on, and all he wanted was a cuddle. Was there a chance that he was going to bite her in the face? A very minimal chance. She would have had to have grabbed him by the eye or hurt him or something. When you put, like, that's the thing about people are going on about a dog breed, and I'm all for any dog breed. And I don't think you should ban any dog breed. But my next door neighbour is not getting that kind of dog as their pet. To be around their kids, to be around their, like, my dog's around cats. And they beat him up. Do you know what I mean? And he's absolutely fine. All he wants to do is play with the cat. But if you could say the same about staffies, but I will argue the nicest dog I've ever met in my entire life is Poppy.
She's lovely.
Nicest dog I've ever met in my life. Would I allow her around my kids? Yeah, I would, yeah.
Yeah, but we used to chuck her about in the night in Lisle on the frisbee.
Yeah.
Literally wouldn't let go of the frisbee.
Mm-hmm. But there are certain breeds of dog that
you've got to
know how to be careful with, haven't you? Like, and
yeah,
maybe it should be that you've got to have a license to have certain dogs. You have to go through a test.
Yeah, you have to go through some sort of test. You have to show that you
can't ban the dog.
You can handle the dog. You can train the dog, and the dog will
do what it's supposed to do. You've got the appropriate area for the dog
as well. That you have to get.
But also, why would you need that kind of dog other than protection?
It's a protection dog, yeah.
Yeah, but why would you need that?
That's what I said, roadmen.
Yeah, but then you're doing illegal activities.
Yeah. There's a bloke on LBC. He phoned up, and they were trying to stick up for what he does by breeding and selling the XL bully. And they went, "Who do you sell them to?" And he went, "Drug dealers." And he was like, "Are you joking? You're part of the problem, man." He went, "I'm just earning a living." It's like, that's your living.
I suppose in some respects he is.
Yeah, but
I suppose in some respect he is, but that's illegal.
Yeah, dude, that's legal.
No, but it is though. That's the biggest problem.
And
you could
I know a lot of it is bred into them DNA wise as well. But surely getting them from a pup and teaching them the ways of the Force.
Or
does that not matter? I don't
it
fully know the psychology
to a certain degree. To a certain degree.
Because they'll always have that instinct, just like humans have that instinct, don't they? Some humans are bred for fighting and some for dance.
I'm built for dance.
So some are built for podcasts and some are built for doing TikTok dances.
No, but you get what I'm saying with the, like, I'll fight that dog's corner as much as I can, but in terms of
I'm banning.
No, you can't. But also, if you're going to have one, why do you need that?
Yeah,
you could say for a lurcher is a hunting dog. You could say for a spaniel, it's a hunting dog.
Yeah.
If you're gonna keep them in their like natural state, and not completely like homeschool them. Like my dog, like he can't even pull properly. He's an Alaskan Malamute. That's his job. But I trained him the same way as my friend trained his gun dog. So if I give him the slightest bit of a back pull on his lead, he sits down. He's been trained differently.
Yeah.
Like he'd be the worst Malamute. He'd be like the reject Malamute. He'd be the Racky dog.
Are you gonna help me pull this sled? He's gonna go, absolutely not.
It'd be like I would, but he keeps pulling on my neck. Like Do you see what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
you can, like, Jack will still Malamute. If I let him off the lead by the river, he won't come back until he's ready to come. He'll come back, but not until he's ready. So he's still Malamute.
Good and ready. Yeah.
So he's not like a spaniel in that sense, but in terms of like his pull drive, he could still pull you. But the moment that he feels any like tension on his lead, he sits down. So he's like the worst Malamute.
He's a good boy though, isn't he?
He's a great boy. He's a great boy, but that's an instance of like training. Like you can train a dog to do stuff, but like I said, if I let him off the lead, if I whistle, give him the old, he'll notice that I've called him, but he'll be like, "I'll be back in a minute. I've just got some sniffing to do."
Yeah.
Like you can't take that out of him.
Yeah.
And like, if you've got other certain breeds of dog,
yeah, Jordan's dog, he's got a beagle, which obviously is for rabbiting and stuff like that, aren't they, beagles? And I used to take him out around the fields, and fuck me, he pulls a lot, he sniffs everything, he pisses everywhere just to lay his scent and whatnot. And it wasn't until he knew I had some treats in my pocket that I could let him off the lead, and then whistle and he would stop. But if I didn't have anything, he ain't coming back. He's sniffing and going into holes.
Yeah,
but he's fucking lovely.
So, but that's what I mean though about if you're going to have that, and let's not label him this, but like a dangerous dog.
Yeah,
a dog that, like, all dogs are potentially dangerous, but one that, like, any type of bulldog.
Yeah.
Like any type of bulldog that can bite in the way that they can, then perhaps they just have to be like, well, if you're going to do that, if it's your first time getting one, you know, you have to have your house inspected. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Have you got young children?
Yeah. Have you got certain things in place? What, if not, what are you putting in place to make sure that it's a safe environment for the dog?
Yeah.
And for you guys.
Definitely.
Because believe me, like if you've got a dog and you've had a dog for over a couple of months, that you've imprinted on that dog. So if that dog does something wrong, you best believe it knows it's done something wrong and it feels fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Regardless of the breed, it knows, unless it's got a reward for being an horrible bastard.
Oh, yeah.
If it's rewarded for being horrible, i.e.,
fighting dogs,
a fighting dog or a guard dog, then it's. I just don't know. Like, why would you, like, unless you're doing something that you shouldn't, or like even if you're a celebrity, don't tell me you need guard dogs. Because if you've got guard dogs, pay a guard.
Yeah. And then they'll have the dog.
Yeah, and they can train the dog, and it could be at their house. The same as the police dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does it go down to like an Alsatian? Maybe it does.
Yeah,
are they allowed to be called Alsatians now, or is it just German Shepherd?
We'll go Alsatian. I don't know.
I think it's gone back to Alsatian. I think they're allowed to be called Alsatians now.
Why were they not?
Because of Nazis and that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
There you go. History lesson.
I love a bit of history, mate.
But even down to like an Alsatian or a Rottweiler or a Doberman.
Because Dobermans were banned for a bit, weren't they?
But they're great dogs, lovely dogs.
I love them.
So nice. But like if you want a Doberman, show that you can look after it.
Yeah. Matt Glover had Dobermans. And they had one like older female bitch. and she used to have to be put, like, if you had mates over, she had to be put away. And then they had a pup, and I remember the pup because it had massive paws. And I was like,
why did it have to be put away? Because it was
just in case.
Well, that's responsible dog owning, isn't it?
Just in case. It was a lovely dog, but it was
Just in cases.
case.
No, but that's just in cases, isn't it?
Fucking hell. Fly just flew into my head.
You get a lot more
I get bugs,
animals.
mate. It's on. I got flies. I had a daddy long legs flying about earlier.
Oh, also, you're a lot more worried about insects than I am, aren't you?
Yeah, I'd be shit in the jungle, mate.
But anyway, like, be responsible. Like, these things wouldn't be an issue if people were just responsible with their animals.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, to me, it's. I got Jack, and the moment that I got Jack, I didn't want Jack to be labelled a horrible dog. I wanted him to be my pet that lived at my house.
Yeah.
That's my boy. So I found out how to train him, how to be like that. And he's the sweetest guy.
He's lovely.
He is.
Well, Sophia, when she was a baby, used to
lie next to him.
Lie next to him and laugh in his face.
Yeah.
And Jerry, God rest his soul.
I don't think Jack's ever. He'll show his teeth to other dogs.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, if I'm out on a walk, I just keep him on a short lead. If the other people with their dogs want the dog to come near, I'll be like, he can be a bit weird. If they're still happy and he growls, I'm like, told you.
Yeah.
And it's usually fine.
Does he get a number of yappy dogs after him?
No.
I tend to find it's the yappy dogs that aren't on their lead.
Yeah. I tell you what you usually get. It's usually springers and lab owners. Because they're usually really good off the lead.
Yeah. I get that.
Which you can sort of understand.
Jerry was brilliant off his lead until he saw a squirrel.
Yeah.
Then he's gone. See you later.
But and springers and like cockers as well. What's the other one? Collies. They're all pretty good off the lead. But they've got to have a good recall. I feel.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times that we'll get a black lab come running at Jack, and Jack is like, he doesn't like black dogs. And I found out why. Dogs don't see in the same colours that we see. So a black dog's face, he can't make out their facial expressions.
Oh.
So he immediately just goes, I'll fuck you up.
We got on well with Jerry.
Yeah.
That's because I was a big boy, wasn't it? Big brother.
Yeah. He didn't know any different, really. Because Tom just decided he was living with me. Jerry, I mean, not Tom.
Both.
Well, both in the end, wasn't it?
Jerry's a brilliant dog.
He was.
I did lose him in the quarry for an hour once.
I had him 4 hours.
4
hours, Sean.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I know. Mum was pushing George around, and Jerry wouldn't come back, and she did her usual, well, you can stay with him then. And 4 hours I was there. 4 hours.
He's a pain in the
And he
ass.
kept doing that thing where he'd go up into like the back quarry and then come back into the field, and I'd be like, Jerry, come here.
Yeah.
Get close to him, and he'd be like, fuck you. And he's off he went. 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm not even lying when I say that. That was 4 hours I had to spend.
He's like, I'm just checking to make sure you're still here. And I'll see you later.
Yeah. New Year's Eve once, he went to Gurney Avenue.
Lad. We went up Penny Fan, didn't we? Day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That was a trip, mate.
We
didn't have, because we turned our phones off to save battery, because obviously we didn't have anything to charge it.
Yeah, and it was.
We didn't have any.
It was a different time as well. Batteries weren't quite the same.
And we didn't have a watch. I remember. And obviously we set our fire. we set our
I know
fire,
what you're gonna say.
And we cooked our.
Hang on, army man, action man. You let me set the fire, and I had to do it. Do you remember how I made it?
No, a fucking action man. Fuck you.
Do you not remember how I did it?
No.
Because we went full. We're not taking any amenities, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I dried out a load of tree bark and used the Bear Grylls flint, if you remember.
Bear Grylls, yeah.
Do you remember?
Did I not bring any hexy with us, no?
No.
I'd admin that.
We might have had it, but if you remember, I was like, no, I'm gonna try my flint.
Yes, I do remember that now.
Yeah, and I did it. I can't even remember how we dried it. I think actually we cheated a little bit because we walked all the way back to the car with the dogs.
Yeah.
And then we put on the car heaters, and I held the bits of wood that I'd shredded because I'd obviously watched Bear Grylls, so I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And I'd shredded all these little bits of wood, and they were tiny little like shards of wood, and I had like a handful. And I used my flint, and I eventually got it, and I made like a pizza oven, if you remember.
Yeah, we couldn't.
I built it up, and we were going into the stream while it was still light, and building up the pizza oven.
Yeah. Oh,
and then we put the tent down with the door facing the opening of the pizza oven.
Yeah.
See.
And we went to bed at 5:30.
We literally went to bed at 5:30, but fuck me, was it pissing down?
It was pissing down.
When we got there, it was fine, wasn't it? It was like
it was piss up. Yeah.
It was like an autumn day. It wasn't like it wasn't like January the 30th.
It wasn't. It
was like autumn day. It was like t-shirt weather. Everything was fairly dry, which is where I got the bits of wood from. Camping.
But yeah, into bed at 5:30.
5:30. Your sleeping bag came up to about your hips.
Yeah, I had a kid's sleeping bag, which is fine.
That was fucking one of the funniest moments of my life.
What was the other dog we had? So we had Jerry. You didn't have Jack at the time. We had Jerry.
Bessie.
That's it. I was talking to Mum about it when I went up to Wales. I couldn't remember what dog it was. I was like, she was lovely.
Yeah, it's Bessie.
Beautiful.
They both hid in the lining of the tent, if you remember, when it started to piss it down. So that's it. We didn't go back to the car. We didn't. It was on the cards to go back to the car to use the air. When it was still dry and we were still in t-shirts, I'd stuffed it all into my pockets. And I had a smock.
You had the smock.
I had a smock, and it was a brand new smock, so it was still like waterproof.
Yeah, still had a bit of the wax on it.
Yeah. That was it.
Fucking, it was a great trip, mate.
It was a good trip. It was fucking funny. You fell over so many times.
I'm just constantly falling over, mate.
I thought at one point you were going to fall off the mountain.
Probably would have.
Do you remember? Because you fell and you slid
I just
for ages.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the kind of fall that you hurt yourself.
No, just
you sort of just like fell, landed, and you were just going shh.
Mate, I was so clumsy.
Into the distance. And
I snapped a Valon in Kandahar, which is one of the metal detectors that we use, climbing over a fence.
Is that when you weren't stagging on in Bastion?
I never stagged on. I was on the radios in Bastion.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Yeah, I was climbing over
throwback.
Throwback. I was climbing over a fence and couldn't quite make it, and I just stacked it, snapped the Valon in half. I was like, "Oh, brilliant! If we get to a vulnerable point and I have to check for an IED, this ain't gonna work." Always falling over me. Yeah, Morderford one was a good trip as well.
I was a solid trip, that.
HMS DeLorean.
Yeah. Closest the pair of us been to Marines.
Some sound better. Past the 5 mile a day.
Jesus Christ. I snapped an oar. If you remember as well, I was telling the kid that we were looking for Osama bin Laden.
Yes, I remember that. Yes. We had many people. Why are you in camo? Don't you know?
Yeah, but then they accused me of being a bloody groundsman.
No, that was me. And you. In the moon, Morderford. I know you. You're the gamekeeper.
That's it, the gamekeeper.
No, we're not, mate.
Yeah, it was the gamekeeper, and
he was a submariner or a Walter Mitty.
No,
I'm not sure.
No, there was that fucking tough bloke who I remember him from when I was used to work at the Barrels, and he used to claim to be an admiral in the Navy.
He was wearing
but he wasn't. He's a Walt.
Absolutely Walter Mitty.
He's a Walt.
Fuck that guy.
And I remember him giving you shit, saying that you were the gamekeeper, and you gave him your ID card, and he said, "Then it must be you. Then you must be the gamekeeper."
That's it, yeah.
And I looked at him. I went, "It's not fucking Ghostbusters, mate." Because I thought he was saying gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper.
And I think he was thinking of the hounds of hell were about to be unleashed.
The gatekeeper.
It's not fucking Ghostbusters, mate. Not realizing that I'm in full camo with panda eyes for no reason, wearing silver shadows, fucking drank 18 cans of fucking.
We were so pissed.
Well,
we went through that. Was it like 2 crates we went through, and then went to
Asda.
We went to
Asda as well.
Yeah.
On the way.
Went to Morderford, set up the tent, had a couple more cans, and went, fancy a rum.
Yeah, we got on rums then. Then I woke up in the morning. The only way to hydrate, do you know what I did? Because I woke up with like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I did?
Yeah.
I ate gummies. We had packs of sweets, and I was eating them just to get some moisture in my mouth.
I think we had the worst breakfast. Just tinned all day breakfast.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's fucking terrible. It's terrible, but it's also like that's camping, isn't it?
That's blockbusters.
Like no, but it's that's camping. Like shit, like a can of mints, stag mints.
That's good. That
it's crap. It's awful. It's awful, and it's no wonder. No wonder. You know. You say it every time. Like what? Why do we get camping farts? Look at the food you eat when you go camp. Like just for you listeners that understand, when we're like me and Sean have never been to like. We have been to campsites, but growing up, if we were ever to take our tent out, it was always like we were just dropped off in Brecon. And it was like, I'll see you in a couple of days, boys. And so we'd either have a ration pack stolen from Sterling Lines,
yep,
or stag chili. It was all cooked in a mess tin. We didn't have any luxuries like we have a gas stove. We'd have to build a fire in order to eat, which, by the way, is not the worst thing in the world. It was great fun. And it was fucking stressful.
Yeah.
But we always managed to eat. We always managed to have a little wash in the stream. It was freezing cold.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, everything. And it was absolutely fine. But we would say stuff like, when you fart in a tent, why does it always smell the same? And the reason it always smelled the same is because you're eating canned food. You might as like if you eat stag chili, you might as well just like shotgun a can of Heinz beans.
I love a bean. I remember he got given. It must have been so old, this fucking ration pack. But we had the Mars bar out of it, and you bit into it, and it was all green and
Oh yeah,
crap. And you threw it on the fire, and it literally glowed.
yeah, yeah. I think Tom's Tom getting ration packs.
I think he was yeah.
I think he was speaking to the storesman, and they were like, "You got any you need to get rid of?"
Yeah, we'll have them.
The funny thing was, they always came in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
No, I can't see how that would be. Really?
No.
You're supposed to pack them into your burger or something.
No. So what you do is,
because like the cardboard box,
you get a massive one first. Cardboard box with about, I think it's 12. I think it's 12 anyway. 12 individual boxes inside this.
Yeah.
And then you have to, it's like first come, first serve. So if you get a shit box, you're ended up with corned beef hash, mate. You don't want that. But anyway.
No, I do, actually. I
don't think you do. It's not like the corned beef hash you think it is. It's like dog food. It's not nice. But you break it down and you take this
corned beef.
You basically take
the stuff. Sean Bean hash.
You take the stuff that you need and want. So you put all your pate.
Oh, that's why we always got turkey paste.
Yeah. So the turkey paste now, that'll be your lunch. You'd stick that in there with your biscuit browns.
No, but I've just realised why we got those.
I like the turkey paste, mate. I used to swap the chicken paste, chicken pate. I used to always swap that for the fucking tuna one because I didn't trust the tuna. Of course you didn't. I was like, there's no way that the tuna is still safe to eat, but the chicken is fine.
You didn't think that about safety and food?
I did when it came to tuna, mate.
I'm gonna say you didn't eat tuna until you were about 22 years old.
Correct. Because that was the ration pack I was given, and I was like, well, I'm fucking starving. And it's not even good tuna. It's not like a tuna melt.
You're a melt.
You're a melt. But yeah, you'd break it down and then you get rid of your fucking your shit, and that would do you for the 24 hours.
Yeah, because they're called a 24-hour ration pack, aren't they? Yeah. I swear on all things holy.
Oh, mate.
Those ration packs are filled with what are they called? Reserve laxatives.
Yes. They clog you up, so you do one big giant orange shit.
I fucking knew it.
Ration pack shits. So big. I don't know why they're orange to this day, but they are like.
It's probably the fucking fake tuna.
Orange, and it would always be the worst. So you'd obviously be eating them all week, and then you'd get to like Thursday or maybe Friday morning. You haven't really gone all week. You've just been pissing, and then you're like, I gotta go. You open up the Portaloo, you're like, oh god. Yeah, and it's just like a never-ending shit, but it's just one. It's just one.
One big one.
Just one massive shit. Bright orange.
What is
not bright orange. It's not bright orange. It's like a dark-ish orange, but it is orange.
Like Holland.
What was that? Yeah. Some crazy shits, mate. The worst Portaloos, obviously, Iraq and Afghanistan, right? Because we sit to shit.
Yes.
Well, like, the Iraqis and the Afghanis, they squat. So you open up a portaloo and there's no toilet for you to hover over. There's just a hole in the floor with 2 feet grooves. And then you put your feet in and then you pop a squat and do your little shits.
What if you got really big feet?
All right, mate, you still got to pop a squat. I nearly shit myself on the way to the DFAC in Iraq.
Of course you did.
Fucking didn't trust that far, mate. And I've been in some hot places, like including like saunas and that. There's nothing hotter than a portaloo in the desert.
I've been in some festival toilets, Sean, and they are not nice. In the middle of summer.
Hot. So hot in there.
It's not even the hot. It's just like you open the door and you go, oh God, I've got to do this.
Yeah, I've never been to a festival, so I don't know. I've been.
Festivals are kind of terrible because obviously people are doing mind-altering jokes or drugs.
Probably the drugs.
And like I've literally opened doors to toilets and there's shit where your back should be.
How?
God, yeah, I don't know how. But they're like you literally open the door and you go, no.
No.
Close it and you move on. But it's like as soon as you walk in there, if it's the day after the festival opened, you open up the door and you're literally like, oh my. You literally just like that, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it.
From the moment that you walk in and you go,
I'm no good with smells.
What's the. I'm all for seeing a musical act. But what's the point if this is what I have to do to see it? That's how I look at it. I genuinely do. And it puts me in a fucking... Every single time I've been to a festival, I've always done the same. Even if I just need a little tinkle and there's a chip of shit on the side, I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? I could put them on the radio or the Alexa or the Google.
Okay, Google.
And it'd be the same. But it's not the same.
No.
It's way better seeing them live. A bit like Bombs.
Have you seen any bands next year?
No, George is off to see a couple, but they're not my kind of bands, if you know what I mean.
What is it?
She's
got a bit of an eclectic range of music she likes.
Pierce the Veil is one of them.
Who the fuck's that when they're at home?
And there's another one that she's going to see kind of soon, actually. But it's not that I wouldn't listen to them, but they're that sort of almost like skater rock that came after Blink 182.
I got you. Yeah. Sum 41.
No, a little bit after that, like what's that? That kind of thing, where the singer's a bit more like female, maybe. So it's a bit more like Avril Lavigne, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm going to see the 1975, which is definitely not your type of music.
No.
What do you not like? Do you mind them or don't like them?
I don't mind anything, mate. You know me.
It's quite funny. So
it's a shit name.
Yeah, I don't like the name, but it was so funny. So I got the tickets. I'm in the nosebleeds, mate. I got the worst tickets. This is what happens when I'm in charge of getting anything. So I got shit tickets, but Zero Alpha is well happy. The funniest thing was, Jess went, "Why are you going to see him? You don't like him." I went, "I bought their first album back in 2013 just because I saw them on Soccer AM and thought they were brilliant." She was like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Yes." I was like, don't talk to me about being a fan. They're on Soccer AM, and I thought, oh, they're catchy.
I have
I
a
couldn't tell
similar
if he
thing.
was gay or straight or bi or what, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
he can do what he wants.
I have a similar thing with grunge at the moment with George.
Mm.
So she's starting to spread her wings a little bit further than Nirvana.
Oh.
And like I've said, have you heard Alice in Chains? And she's like, no, I don't like him. Like, listen to this. And it was like the opening chords would be like junk, 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 junk. And George is like, it's a bit heavy for me, Dad. I'm like, wait for Chris Cornell. For fuck's sake. That's not Alice in Chains, obviously, but for a load of the songs, I'm like, wait for Tom Morello to play his guitar when he does his widdly, 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 widdly woos. You will go fucking mad. And not this last week, but the week before, George got to on her guitar lesson, got to play on the wah wah pedal.
Ooh.
So she was getting to do, because I always say to her, I said, listen to Jimi Hendrix. For the fucking love of God, listen to Jimi Hendrix.
Love of music and guitars.
And she's like, don't like it. Don't like blues. I don't like
I can
blues.
hear Jimmy.
I don't like blues. It's like, all the music you listen to is based on blues. But I also don't want to be that dickhead. She's like, all right. Now she's got that. Now she's been playing the wah wah. She's like, Dad, I literally just played an hour of different distortion pedals and stuff and the wah wah. And it was just like, wow, wow, wow. I was like, Jimi Hendrix.
Do you trust your old man?
It's Tom Morello.
Yeah.
It's Kirk Hammett. It's every guitarist that I've ever told you about.
Oh, who did I have on the other day? I was literally I just went, hey, fucking Spotify, just go random, mate. Lenny Kravitz, mate.
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Nah.
The song I was listening to was brilliant. Anyway, can't remember which one it was now.
I gotta go my way.
That's the fucker.
Yeah.
The only one.
No, there's got American Woman, which is a old song. He
You
covered.
can do no wrong.
No, Lenny Kravitz was good, but his
Jimmy.
He's playing on a flying V.
Yeah.
With a trench coat on.
Yeah.
In like the Nirvana thing. Yeah, he was. Yeah, like the Hue.
That's what we were going to talk about, because you sent it to me and I had it saved, ready to discuss with you.
What's that?
Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication.
I told you that when the album came out.
They know everything.
They don't know everything, but they live in LA.
They know.
Secret spies from China try to steal your idolation.
With a floaty balloon.
Space
may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
There's a few on there.
The Greta Thunberg bit. Obviously, I don't name her.
Yeah, I mean that's just coincidence, isn't it? But
it's
also it's
is
funny.
It?
Is it though?
Oh, it was funny the other day. So it was. Well, we're not going to go back into the Russell Brand thing, but obviously
we can.
That popped up, and I literally went. It's a bit convenient though, isn't it? And Kate went, "You and your fucking conspiracies." I went, I haven't said a word. I just said it's convenient. She went, "Yeah, but everything's a conspiracy to you." I went, Well, 97% of the time, I'm probably right.
No, but
well, I'm not right because I'm not that smart to think about it.
Thing is, though, I'm not branding anybody here. But if you're having to sit and Gogbox and the only way is Essex, etc., then you're only going to see one side of the story. If you're watching podcasts and stuff, you're going to see another side of the story. And if you actually think about it, the stuff you see on the internet, as much as there are memes and you need to like read through which memes are genuine and which aren't, at least you get to make that decision.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're watching The Only Way is Essex as an example, and then you get dun, 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 Russell Brand's a rapist. Do you know what I mean? Like you're immediately go, fuck, Russell Brand's a rapist. Yeah. How do you know that? I saw it on the telly.
Oh, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
I was taking the monster-in-law to work, and I was waiting for her to get ready, and we had Lorraine on, and she did I think it was Graham Norton show with Russell Brand, right? And he touches her leg, and he goes, "Oh, you're wearing suspenders," and does his Russell Brand eccentric thing, and he goes, "I didn't know Lorraine was a slut," and stuff like that, in a jokey way, not malicious. But anyway, she's there laughing her head off on the show, and then it cuts back to her in the studio. She goes, "Well, I found that really offensive." I was like, "Wow, did you?" Or you just
well, of course she does, because she's
paid. You do now.
She's paid by ITV.
Yeah, it's like
you're going after Russell Brand.
But that,
I bet
you know what I mean? It was like,
I bet you pick up the Daily Mail. Go pick up the Daily Mail. Pick up the Telegraph.
I don't read.
I know, but I'm just saying that if you pick up any of those newspapers, they will say the same thing. Whereas you could watch that same clip, and it'd be like Russell Brand having a laugh with Lorraine Kelly.
That's how I saw it. Because I was like,
I mean, but it could be, but he could be a fucking creep. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't fucking there, so how would I know the difference between? I mean, I probably wouldn't even know, because he'd say some words that
he says.
I mean, you definitely wouldn't know what they mean.
No, I definitely don't.
But do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just because one like shit comedian, that blonde Canadian lady, and by the way, I will say that on your podcast.
Yeah.
That shit blonde comedian that is put on like 8 out of 10 cats and stuff like that. She's crap.
Yep.
He all of a sudden is trying to say that Russell Brand is some sort of arsehole. It's like, oh right, it's taking you what, 3 years? 3 years. 3 years. It was that bad. It was that bad. It was that bad that it took her 3 years to say. And all, like, seriously, in the comments, put it in the comments and say what an arsehole I am. All I'm saying is that we might have heard something, just a little something.
It would have been a little something.
What? So you went on Louis Theroux and then didn't name anybody? You're so brave. You're so brave. For all of those women that you could potentially have helped out.
Yeah, all she said.
You said fuck all, other than
a well-known comedian. And
you're on Louis Theroux.
She's worked with the likes of David Walliams, Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
Russell
Brand. Also, you're on Louis Theroux. People are expecting some crazy shit.
Yeah, I love
nothing. It's because you're
Louis Theroux had fucking Nancy Nonsenson on his fucking show.
Yeah.
He exposed him as the nonce that he is.
Exactly. And she was like, I'm
Jimmy Savile.
I'm not going to actually say the name, but there were a number of comedians that came on. Is this because you're shit? Like, and I'm not saying that she wasn't assaulted in any way. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you're brave enough to go on Louis Theroux,
good show,
then fucking say. Then just say, because you might have said, like, if what you're saying is true, which, by the way, I believe you if it's true. I believe you.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, you're like, I'm not going to say who it was. Why bring it up then?
Yeah.
Why bring it up? Oh, because I've got a job to do. Yeah, you had a job to do before that as well.
You just want some clicks, mate.
Like, if you are bothered by the assault that you've received and you want to protect women in the future, fucking say then. Just fucking say. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think you would have got a fucking far bigger following, which is what you want, I think. I think that's what...
Yeah, you want...
What she wants. I think. I'm not... And by the way, I'm an idiot. So I might be talking out of turn, and if it was my daughter, then maybe I would have a slightly different thought on it. But I'd have thought if you got to the stage of Louis Theroux, you'd expose them, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Did you
You wouldn't wait another 2 years and then be like, it might be Russell Brand. It might be David Williams. It might be Sean Thompson.
Not me, mate.
And you'll be sat at home being like, well, me, mate. It might be Darren Thompson. Well, me, mate.
No, Brown.
It might be Billy No Bollocks, but we don't know because the person doesn't say so. They are not drawn by the court of law, but it might
That was
be.
the other thing about
just fucking say.
Old Brandy. They were like, the MPs are getting involved. It's like, who invited them? You're not the police.
No, but that's
fuck off.
But that's exactly like that's the like.
Oh, the MPs are getting involved.
That's what the conspiracy theorists grab onto, though, isn't it? Is they'll look at that and they'll be like, "Why are they getting involved?"
Yeah, but why are they getting involved?
Because Russell Brand was talking out about a vaccine.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's a job.
No. It's not Russell Brand's job, but when he presents the facts on mainstream news, like ITV News, BBC News, NBC, and
a good one.
But that's why it's created so much traction, is because he's exposed actual figures, and then people go, Russell's talking the truth.
He had some good.
I've never checked those facts, but I've never checked those facts.
No, I haven't.
Have you?
No, I'm lazy.
So he could be fucking talking absolutely out of his ass. I don't know either way, but the reason that you then go, hang on a minute, why are they going after Russell? Is it the same reason they went after Rogan?
Yeah,
because he's talking out against the narrative. The problem with Rogan is he's untouchable.
Yeah,
because he doesn't care. He's already had the $200 million from Spotify. He's not reliant on a salary from Spotify. So Rogan will just go, look, I'm sorry if I sounded racist. I'm not racist. Listen to the other 6,000 episodes of my podcast, and you'll see that by the type of person that I have on my podcast. Whereas Russell Brand, if he's still relying on a TV gig from time to time, they'll be like, Russell, hi, I'm David Davidson, and you are absolutely not going to be appearing on ITV this week.
You're absolutely cancelled.
Yeah. Like, you can't cancel Rogan because his platform is his own. It's his own platform.
And he's had, and also, not just because the platform is his own, because it is, because Spotify literally go, do what you want. It's fine.
Yeah.
But also, he's had people like Elon Musk on his fucking podcast who will probably go, don't worry, I'll create you a platform.
Well, they're trying to cancel Elon now.
Mate, he's got like, what, $200 billion? You can't cancel that guy.
No, you can't. You can't. What I'm saying is that
he will create his own planet if he wants. It's fine.
He created his own Twitter, didn't he?
He did, and I don't like the X. Shit name.
Kind of cool though.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. Why is everyone? I think we spoke about this last time. Why is everyone and their dog got a fucking blue tick now? I thought that was like a status thing.
No, it's good.
Now it's I paid for it thing.
Elon did it, and I think he did it as kind of like a social experiment stroke joke.
To see how many people want the blue tick.
Yeah.
So I've noticed like the Uber celebrities have like a yellow one.
Yeah, but also you'll notice that your Uber driver has a blue tick.
Yeah. Same on the metaverse.
Yeah, do you know what, mate?
Who'd win in a fight?
I think Zuckerberg.
He does some training, doesn't he?
Yeah. At the moment, I think if you gave Elon enough time,
he's on the spectrum somewhere, isn't
he? Are you kidding me?
They're both somewhere, aren't they?
They're both on the spectrum massively.
They're not actual humans.
I mean, they are actual humans.
Are they though? Or are they like that alien that was actually a cake? Or was that just? Or was that just?
No, that alien wasn't a cake, bruh.
Have I looked on something fucking wrong? Because it was definitely a cake.
Of course you have. I got a thing.
It was definitely a cake.
I got a thing for you.
It looked like a delicious cake too.
Your lot from Granite Zero need to stop sending me pictures of Alicia Lehman. I know that she's hot fuller. I've been watching ladies football for a long time.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, can you read this?
Oh, he's alive. But do we trust joe.co.uk?
No, because the amount of laughy emoji faces. But you thought it was a cake.
Yeah, you saw the thing.
No, you sent that to me, and I was like, that was literally the noise I made.
Could be a cake though.
But it could have been a cake.
Could have been.
But it probably wasn't. It was somebody's recreated that and made it into a cake.
People need to stop being so good.
And making cakes?
Being social media. Yeah.
Where's your microphone gone?
It's over here, I think.
No, it's gone from your. Why do you lose your microphone every week? Like last week you lost it. The week before you were Freddie Mercury. What's going on?
I think,
Now you've got no face.
I know. I think it's because of my, I don't know, whatever you could call it. I don't know what to do with my hands. My move. I'd be shit on Rogan, wouldn't I, if he ever invited me?
No, he's got different things. Like he's got different stuff to us. Like
he's got actual stuff.
So I've got a Shure microphone, which is the same sort of microphone that like him and Theo Von and people like that use. You'll notice that mine's directional because mine's an actual podcast mic, whereas there is an actual Shure mic. So there's an extra.
Have I got a singing microphone?
But you'll notice if I turn my microphone slightly this way, that you can't hear my voice as well.
Yeah.
But if it's here, right? So Rogan's microphones don't do that. But what Rogan has also got down by his, hang on, we'll do this, down by his hands here.
Dick.
So if you need to cough, he's got a button.
Oh, he's got a cough button. I know he's got a cough button.
He's got a cough button. But he's also got, I've got these, I'll see if I can show you. It doesn't really turn that way. Can you see the lights on the top?
Yeah.
So I can turn down my mic. Can you still hear that though? Very faintly. But I can also turn it up to maximum there on the top, whereas Rogan's like young Jamie will have all of that on his little control board.
We all need one of those guys.
Yeah, where the fuck would you put young Jamie?
I got no room in this shed. When I
Where would
move
you?
house, when I eventually move house, but Kent needs to fuck off with these house prices. I've said that if there's a spare room, so if we get like a full bed or whatever,
I quite like the shed though.
I love the shed, but I
Not
need
your shed. I mean,
what I need
I think
is a cabin.
I think what you're going to struggle with if you have a spare room is being able to do what you do now.
I'll get out of the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly what that is. Like if you've got a spare room in the house.
Well, you've been to Chateau de Stanard, and
Yeah, but I mean, Mark's
Mark's
living there.
Yeah, I know. Mark's cabin that he's got at the bottom of the garden.
I mean, that's absolutely ideal.
What I need.
For most people's house, though.
Yeah, that is probably bigger than most people's houses.
Exactly.
I mean,
but what I mean is, like, if you move house, you need to have space in your garden enough to put a shed.
I mean, some say some SMLL.
No, but what I'm saying is that if you can't just have a spare room.
No, I'm gonna be out of the way so I can laugh and drink whiskey.
Exactly.
And then walk in pissed and get in trouble.
I mean, that's entirely up to you.
It's not a problem. It is.
What I mean is, like, if you're in the house and you're drinking or you want to have a cigar, right? Like you won't be able to have a cigar.
Yeah.
Because you're in the house, you need to have it like separate, which is why I quite like.
I like your thinking.
I like my I've got the robot's back. The robot's back. My name is Elon Musk Zuckerberg. Zuck. I'm laughing.
I don't know what that was. Hi. It's my laughing is a robot.
Guy.
That's what I was trying
funny.
to do, but I ended up more fucking Japanese.
Funny. Ha. No, but like you wouldn't be able to laugh like that or occasionally get irate or anything.
I don't get irate.
Unless you completely soundproof the room. And even then, if you soundproof the room and you have a guest in and it's someone like Shipper and you want to have a cigar, you can't because you're in the spare room.
Yeah.
I think the shed is the way forward, but do what I reckon, and I genuinely mean this. Even if you stay where you are now, I would suggest doing what I've done in here. Putting the plasterboards up.
What I need to do, and this is unfortunate,
is put your shed on like floats so that when it floods.
Yeah. Well, it is off the floor. It's just
not enough.
Apart.
It's probably not enough though, is it? It's probably not enough off the floor. Probably needs like even if it's only that much more.
It's a wonder if I know anyone that's in the business, Jordan Stannard, who listens to the show.
Guy Jordan Stannard.
I mean, look, we're even promoting him without him even realising. The original.
Oh yeah, I've still got that. I'm yet to wear that one to a six-a-side.
It is. I'm getting them properly framed. I've decided because that's what I do.
But yeah,
I can't wait for this game. By the way,
I know you can't.
I get so involved in it that I'm like, I need to do another post.
I think you just get bored at work.
Yeah, that too is another problem. I think we're gonna get a fair few hundred people there. I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, there was quite a few at that last charity match, and there was like no promotion for it. It was just literally just
word of mouth.
People playing, and they still managed to raise a decent amount, and it was a good crack. So promotion.
Biffo is doing wonders at the minute.
Biffo's a great bloke.
He's doing wonders.
I might actually get a poster of Biffo up in my my shed. I might get a poster of his a caricature.
Caricature of me in here somewhere.
Yeah, I bet it looks like Biffo as well.
Yeah, big ears,
isn't it? He played on Saturday, and he shouted across at one point and went, "Tommo, it's my grandson over there." And then when he was in the changing room, bear in mind, he made sure he went on for at least 10 minutes. And he stayed on for probably a bit longer than 10.
Yeah.
And then he said to me, no, he wasn't talking to me. He was talking to somebody else. He went, "How old are you now, Biff? You got 59? He went, "I'm 60 this month. Or this year." 60. And still having a 10, 15-minute run out of a charity game. That's class.
He's good lad, ain't he?
That's different fucking gravy, that is. Genuinely, that is like, he's 60 years old. He should be just sitting at home.
Just chilling.
With his pipe and his pie and mash.
Love some pie and mash, mate.
Do you like liquor?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah? Where's the closest place you can get decent pie, mash, and liquor? Because I've heard that it does spill out towards you lot, but apparently it's not.
It's not the same as East London, no.
No.
By all accounts. But we've got, funnily enough, Thompson's pie and mash up the road.
Yeah, any good?
Yeah, really good apparently. That's from Bill Stannard, and he grew up southeast London. So I'll take what Bill says. He's mate, right? I'm going to talk a little bit about Kate's granddad, Bill. What a saint, genuine. Obviously, you know about Kate's nan having Alzheimer's and dementia. She's got the.
She had both.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, mate. She is unfortunately a complete shell of what you would remember her from, like my wedding, which was 12 years ago, by the way. My anniversary the other day. Cheers for the happy anniversary. It's fine. It's not a problem, mate.
No, that's all right, mate. Cards in the post.
Yeah, your wife did it. It's fine.
Cards in the post.
That's what they're for. They're for that. It's fine. No, I'm joking. Dad didn't even mention it. Just saying. He's not listening to this either. But anyway, she's got, I think it's known as the vascular dementia. And basically that's the one that really attacks like the brain.
Right.
And mate, there was one like she's complete. She barely talks, barely moves, barely does anything really. But Bill literally does everything for her, and he's 80. I want to say 83. I could be wrong. He's in his 80s.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolute saint. He does everything. Rarely asks for any sort of help from the boys or Kate. Kate will cut Brenda's hair from time to time if she allows her, because sometimes she just doesn't want to get out of the car and whatnot. But there was a absolute heartbreaking, but also not heart melting incident the other week. So it was Brenda's birthday, but also I think it might have been their 60th wedding anniversary. I'm going to say 60th. It was a big one. And they were all round Mark and Ali's in the thing. And Bill put on their wedding song. And it was as though there was a light switch in her head. It was like,
yeah, man. I've heard that
at the moment of clarity, and she turned to Bill, no word of a lie, and she went, our song. We haven't heard her speak in about 5 years, like properly. She mumbles. She goes, it was literally our song. It's like fucking hell. Kate.
Either that, or she called him an arsehole.
Yeah, either or. Could have been anything. But Kate fucking zoomed out in tears. Bless her. I was like, it was just that moment.
Power of music, though, that is, isn't it?
Power of music, mate. But she loves music. Like, if you sit her in silence, she gets upset, she screams, she shouts. Put any sort of music on from she's a fan of my favourite, Cliff Richard, obviously. She does like Cliff Richard.
Yeah.
I hate Cliff.
They're coming for him as well.
They are. Yeah. Who's the other ones? Oh, who were the guys that did the who did the Chaz and Dave?
Yeah.
Rabbit. And she loves all that. Loves all that. But mate, what a horrible disease that is.
I've always been of the opinion, though, until you just said that, actually, like my brain was churning. I've always been of the opinion it's horrible for everybody else.
Mm.
But it's horrible for everybody else unless you know what you want to say, and you can't.
Yeah. But there's moments where she's literally.
Like, do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, and
can you imagine how hard it would be?
I've jokingly said it with Kate before, and it is tongue in cheek because her great granddad Bill, he had Alzheimer's, but I refer it to as the funny one, the funny Alzheimer's, where he repeats himself all the time, or you'll walk into a room and you go, "Oh, I didn't know you were fucking here."
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, he says the same thing. Or he would walk down the stairs with his jumper as his trousers instead of trousers. And
yeah, which is also it's like
it's dangerous. Sad. It's sad, but it's like he's still got a bit of himself because he's still being a bit of a joker.
Yeah.
Not that I think he put on his jumper on his legs to be funny, but
he might have. But he might.
You know what I'm saying? She Brenda's completely a shell of herself, and but as you said, does she know that she's?
Does she know she like? That's the thing. Like, with all due respect to anybody that is looking on to the Alzheimer's or the dementia,
I think it's horrific for everybody else.
Yeah,
because
also, like, I was always of the opinion that's got to be almost the way to go because you're still alive. But also now, like, just hearing that from somebody that it's not even your grandma, it's somebody else's grandma, and it's like, when you think about it, does she know what's going on? Because what made her snap out and go, "That's our song," and realize who she was talking to when she said it? Does that mean that she is living in like a world of like, I can't fucking talk to these people? I'm going fucking mad in my own brain.
I want to, but I can't.
That mumbling that she's doing, is that her brain's getting confused from the thought to the speech, and just nothing is coming. Fucking hell! Like, you could go down a rabbit hole here.
What a fucking horrible disease, though.
Yeah, but like, you could go down a rabbit hole. Like, everybody with any disability,
do you know what?
Mental disability.
It's the same with Mark and Kate, because
when they speak to you.
No, because of the way they because they see Brenda, like, Mark goes around all the time. Kate sees him.
Mark's mum.
Yeah, Mark's mum.
Yeah.
Kate goes around to see him as much as possible. Kate does so much; it's unreal. She's a saint, that woman. But Kate is literally, she's doing things now like she's reading more, for example. And I'm like, you never used to sit and read a book of a night.
Worried. She's got to keep her brain active.
She's like, I need to. And I'm like, what do you mean? She went, well, if it's not going to get Dad, for example,
you'll get me.
It's going to get me. I'm like, fucking hell. She went, will you stick with me? And I went, have I got to wipe your ass? Because
you should have said, of course I will.
Of course I will. You won't remember if I'm there or not. No, that's
yes.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. That got a bit fucking deep. But yeah, as you said, like it's fam. I've known him 15 plus years. Like I've known Kate's nan. This is how scary this is. I've known Kate's nan and granddads longer than I knew Granny.
Yeah.
And I never had a proper granddad. I had Ivor, who disappeared. Cheers.
Yeah. Well, same really, mate.
Yeah. Disappeared on us, mate. Oh, I will talk about it now. He disappeared on us.
There's no need to talk about it, mate.
You can go fuck yourself.
Thing is, that bloke was freeloading off our grandma.
Yep.
And unless he turns himself up some place and argues his point, then that is going to be my forever point.
It is now. I was, as you know, I was always like team.
No, you loved Ivor to bits, mate, and he was a great bloke.
He was my granddad.
I never understood
in a way.
it. I was a little bit older.
Yeah.
Never quite.
I knew him from birth, didn't I? So, well, not birth, but
yeah, no, not birth, but
I don't know when they actually met. So from from my memory, he was always there. That's
yeah, and he was always a good bloke.
Shit,
smoked a pipe.
Well, that's gone out of fashion, mate.
Smoked a pipe. I don't know anybody.
Nobody now smokes a pipe.
Where do you?
He had a thing on like a table with several pipes.
He did, yeah, like a spinning around pipe thing.
I'll take this one today.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, he did. He did, and he was a good enough bloke. I think he was thick as pig shit, and he was reliant on my grandmother's money. Yeah. Not that she had a lot.
Betty Bookham.
Not that she had a lot. Not that she had a lot of money, but she did have a roof over her head.
He wasn't the greatest painter and decorator, was he?
I don't know. I can't remember.
No, but he did take us up a mountain in that stupid car.
Yeah, regularly. I feel like that was a regular thing.
It's a bit weird.
I will say this about Ivor: like he was never a bit weird.
Nah, that was.
It wasn't.
We loved it. We went up those mountains, rolled down it, went to that park with the first. Right, this is the first ever park I ever remember with the zip wire.
Yeah.
I don't remember any other park like that.
That park was somewhere. I'm gonna say like Abergavenny way.
It was a good.
Which is a lot closer to Hereford than you think.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
It's really weird when you think about it. But yeah, that was a weird one, Ivor, because
they let him rent the house for like £1 a month.
Yeah, I know.
Because they thought he was a good guy, and then he
wasn't. Didn't he get with his brother's wife?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that just goes to show you, doesn't it?
And then disappeared.
Just goes to show you, though.
Disappeared, mate.
I
invited him to the wedding, my wedding.
Yeah, he didn't turn up.
Didn't even reply.
I don't think he would know how to reply, though. That's part of the problem. I'm going to say, given some of the Welsh people that I know that went on to like be in the army and stuff that are a similar age to him, I'm going to say that Ivor was pretty illiterate.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He probably... It sounds horrible, but But
because I always thought he was older than he was.
I don't know how old he was.
He wasn't
Same age as Mum.
He wasn't too far off Dad's age, I believe.
Well, there you go. That's weird in itself. Where did he meet Betty Slimman?
Probably
the working man's club.
She was probably down there, took her teeth out and that.
Oh my God.
Well, I loved her though. Obviously, she was fucking brilliant. And now we've got our very own one. Same.
Yeah. But yeah, she was as far as I remember, she was an amazing woman. She was a very stern woman.
And she had her favourites, and that they were the grand boys.
She had her favourites. You were one of her favourites. Robert was one of her favourites.
I was the favourite. According to Auntie Tina, Richard tried to argue that, and I was like, "You can try."
You were Auntie Tina's favourite.
I was always Auntie Tina's favourite. That's a fact.
But
Granny's same. So I was the youngest boy. I needed looking after. I was special boy. Special boy. I was a special boy. You and Rob were the tearaways that used to torment me and make me look at Granny's teeth when I'm trying to eat a hot dog after you've covered it in ketchup and I didn't want it. See, I remember this shit, mate.
You must, well, in that case then, you must remember being at Barry Island with Granny and Ivor.
Mm.
And being chased off by the bigger boys. And I turned around.
Yes, you did. You saved my life.
And actually had a fight with a big fat kid.
Yeah.
And then ran as fast as I could. I picked you up.
Yeah.
And I more or less picked you up like, what's the guy of Jedi Survivor? What's the...
How?
The BB.
Oh, yeah, BB. Yeah.
What's his name?
BB. It's not BB-8. That's off the actual fucking movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
I was running and I literally went and pulled you onto my shoulders and carried on running. Got to Granny and Ivor, who were sat there eating their chips and ketchup or whatever the fuck. And I was like that.
Saved him.
Wow, what's happened with you boys then? And I was like, the bigger boys wanted to fight. What have you done?
What have you done?
Yeah,
See?
and I was like,
Favorite.
I haven't done anything. We were just splashing in the water. Why are they chasing you then? I was like, oh, fuck's sake.
Fucking hell.
It was probably Sean.
It was definitely me.
Sean did a shit in the sea or something.
It was 100% me. Do you remember the one in Worcester?
No.
I got into a fight with a lad. He was either opposite. Do you remember there was that opposite Rob and Richard's? Nobody's going to listen to this bit. Opposite Rob and
yeah, we've gone on way too. What even is the time?
There was that house with the massive garden.
11 o'clock. Oh yeah.
And I got into a bit of a scrap with a lad that had a BMX.
Oh, I went fucking ham, didn't
I? I remember being like dragged to the floor, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. I've never had a fight, so I grabbed him by the dick.
Yeah.
And he got up and hit me, and I obviously was about 6 years old and went, "Oh, you fucking hit me!" And then you went mental. And I remember
it was
beating the fuck out of him.
It was in between Auntie Tina's house and Dines Green, wasn't it? That shit alley, dog shit alley.
Dog shit alley.
And I battered that kid, I remember, because I remember sitting up at night thinking I was going to prison.
Yeah, you battered him.
I beat the fucking holy shit.
Rob was like, that was brilliant.
Yeah, Rob was like, that was brilliant, until we got back and he went, do you think you could get in trouble for that?
But I remember I was like, I don't even know what I did. I couldn't have done anything drastic, but he wanted to fight me and he got me to the floor. And I remember,
I think there was a scooter. Why do I remember a scooter?
There was my blue scooter.
Yeah. Because you were just because that was a thing. Like Auntie Tina's like cul-de-sac had a little bit like with garages, didn't it?
Yeah.
Where you could do scooting.
And I was doing bits.
I think he was just a bit of a Jippo kid, and he wanted.
And he tried to fight me, and I proper hit him in the dick. I remember that proper hit. I was like, I don't know what else to do. And then he like,
well, you proper hit him in the dick. Then I beat him and his brother up. I remember.
No, because he hit me. Because I went down. He hit me. I went down, and he went down with me, and I hit him in the dick. And he started crying. I was crying, obviously. I ran to you, and he tried to fight me. And you were like, "What's happening?" I'm like, dribble everywhere.
Snot, probably snot.
And then you went, "Fucking hell."
For those just listening, Sean just did the lioness shoulders.
Yeah, it was. He was fucking. You were my lioness. And then I
remember that actually. I actually completely. That was a memory that I didn't have anymore.
You did. You beat the fuck out of him.
Him and his brother.
Basically went, I'm just gonna beat him up just because.
Well, no, I think I kicked the fuck out of the little one for hitting you, who would have been a bit younger than me, and his brother was like, "What do you think you're doing?" And I beat him up there, and I went, "Go and save him now, you little cunt." I probably didn't say
fuck all.
No, Rob wouldn't have done. He was probably drawing me in the background, tattooing his own leg. He was like, whatever, man."
Oh, fucking hell!
Rob was like, "Violence is silence, man."
Rob was brilliant.
He still is. Like,
he's
if you ever get to catch up with Rob, he is
every now and then. Mainly, like, you know, mum getting married again stuff.
Yeah, but like, I speak to Rob every now and again, and he's brilliant.
He's so good.
He's so good, but he wouldn't help you in a fight.
I'm gonna say it. My favourite cousin.
Your favourite one?
Of course, he's my favourite one. He's the one we hang around with the most.
Hung around with the most.
That's what I said, wasn't it?
You said hung.
Whatever. You know what I meant. Yeah, because there was you and Rob, and then there was this stupid little tag-alonger who was 6 years below Rob and 4 years below you.
Yeah.
You will look after him.
I do remember that fight, though. I remember I went fucking... I think...
Why do I remember that I hit him in the dick?
You hit him in the dick?
I did. I was like, "Stop it!"
I went full law-abiding citizen. I remember.
You did.
I was Gerard Butler, law-abiding citizen. I blew up his family and all of his friends. There was no trace of that human again.
Right. So here's the one for you. Pants Man.
Pants Man, yeah.
Did he have daughters?
Yes.
That's why you and Rob went around the house.
No.
Yeah, because I was again just tag along brother. Hiya. I'm the one with the goofy teeth and the big ears.
Stay downstairs, Sean. Why?
Yeah.
Pants Man will get you.
Yes, because I was afraid of Pants Man. That's your fault. I just remember
It wasn't my fault. I was
Man.
only like, what? I was still in Hampton Dean then.
Were you finger blasting a Hampton Dean, mate?
No.
Are you fucking lad?
No, were you?
Oh, bet you love going to fucking Worcester, kid.
No, it's rubbish.
Rubbish. It's absolute fucking spurious, this conversation.
This week in the pub,
Sean was speaking Fugazi.
it's gone absolutely sideways.
I need to piss, and I'm probably go to bed because I've got work at like in the morning.
Yeah, I need to end this.
Yeah, that was a good way to end it. Darren with Pants Man. Enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, you remembered Pants Man.
I did. Why do I remember it? Did he?
He was your nonce.
It could have been. Right. I got nonced up by a guy called Pants Man. That'll be in the next Granite Zero book. Right. You can probably buy that one. I won't get any Amazon shit. Right. Anyway. See you later, mate.
See you later, mate.